Hey there guys, this is 88 Shadow Angel here, and we're back again once with the Primarch Fulgrim the Illuminator. So this is part 2 of the vid, or part 2 of the series with Fulgrim, and as you can see this is the build video, or built video, where I can talk to you a bit about how it was put together and things I like and I don't like about it. As I did with the Angron model. So yeah, where to begin? So overall, I think it's an absolutely gorgeous model now it's put together. If you've followed me on Facebook channel, you've already seen the pictures, or the still picture I put up of Fulgrim built. And thank you so much for the feedback if you've replied back or commented and everything. Thank you so much for that. It's always great to hear from you. That being said, actually I'll talk about it a bit more later. So I'm just thinking. So yeah, as far as it was to put together, it was a really good model to put together. Fairly easy, apart from one or two bits, like the cloak was a bit tricky to put together due to just the way it was, and trying to fit so much in, I think a small space was maybe a bit much. So yeah, but yeah, sorry, I was just checking something there, sorry. So yeah, so let's take a bit of a closer look at this. So, as you can see, got him in the sort of the jumping over wall march, jumping up. It's probably the better angle. So as you can see, you have his fallen comrades down below, or a couple of them at least. To answer a question I was asked, this is indeed a Iron Hands Legionnaire, going by the Forge World painted version of this model. This is an Iron Hand. This guy here is an Iron Hands, so that's how he's going to be done. And the other two are two Emperor's children, who obviously have come up to protect, to come to the aid of the Primarch, as if he ever needed it, or it's the Primarch who came to their aid. So yeah, so onto the cloak, which I was talking about earlier. I found this to be the main tricky bit of this model, due to this bit. These two bits here are one piece. This bit here is another piece, and then there is a separate three. These three tassels here are all a separate bit as well. But the thing is, it's not clear that this join here is how it's supposed to sit. So it leads off onto there, and then the bit that sits under there kind of sits in the arm joint, and it kind of got a bit fiddly. Thankfully, I've managed to kind of I got it to sit in a way that I liked it, and it wouldn't draw too much attention to it. And I've had to kind of green stuff and just fill in a few gaps that were left by it. That being said, everything else goes together really, really nicely. The left arm fits in nice. The sword, if you know what you're doing, is simple. It's just a straight pin from about halfway up the hilt to about halfway along there is a long pin that I've put through. So hopefully that won't be causing too much damage, too much trouble. In true Forge World fashion, these I know they're not tassels, but I call them tassels, so I do apologise. Are all separate. So these two, I think, here in the middle If you can see where the super glue is. So these two here, and this set of about 4 or 5 at the back of the arm there, those ones there, are all separate editions if you saw the last vid, which those ones there are probably the fiddlier ones out the two, because at the top there you've got already the startings of them, so they're not complete ones. I love the 2 combat knives that he carries on there. Obviously he's got his tassels on the back. The Volkite rifle or pistol, I'm not too sure. Either way, it's a harsh weapon. Sits on his wrist there. So there you go, guys. It's a fairly quick-ish video on the build of Fulgrim. Like I say, as you can see, I think it's a beautiful model. I know there's mixed reviews on it, and I'm sure there will be with every model that comes out. But personally, I think it's a really nice model to represent the Primarch of the Emperor's Children. If you've seen pictures from the Horus Heresy Weekender, there is another version of this model where he's stood holding this banner. If you can see it here, it's got if you remember it from the last vid, is the one with the 3rd Legion markings with the Emperor's Children logo at the top, and then you got the pole. He stood more upon the rocks at a more statuesque pose, holding the banner up. So if you're not keen on this one or this version of him, if I can find it off the web, Tinterweb, I shall put it at the end of this video. But you have to remember it's a work in progress at the moment, so it's still still being worked on. So what else can I say? There isn't really a lot else I can say. It's an absolutely good, like I say, it's a beautiful model. The one thing I disagree with, or I didn't like too much, is unlike the Angron model, this model pretty much forces you to choose either the smaller base on the inside or the large display base for Fulgrim. So you can't remove this due to the fact that obviously you've got your guy dead here. The leg here has to go over into the smaller base, and same with this guy, who I believe has, there you go, because he comes over the top to the lip to basically secure this rock in right behind where Fulgrim's foot is. So I'm a little iffed about that, but personally, if I was ever going to use Fulgrim as a model in a game, he'd be on this base just to mark him out as something, just to mark him out as a Primarch, because they are, I believe, very bulky anyway. They have the rule of bulky, so they're meant to be big and that. So yeah, so what am I going to do with this? Well, for the next vid. So the next vid, I may do a stage by stage paint, or I may do, or what I might do is do a slideshow of sort of every stage of painting, and because I want to do, because I made the mistake of getting caught up with the Angron model and sort of just wanting to get it finished because it's such an amazing model. Whereas this one, it is an amazing model, and I wouldn't mind trying something a bit different and doing a like I say, a proper paint thing. So while I think of that, either way it'll be another vid for the future. So there you go, guys. As I say, before I start rambling on. So there you go, guys. There he is, built. As always, I'd love to hear from you, from your comments and your thoughts and stuff like that. As always, come check us out on the Facebook page, where you can check him out. Definitely stage by stage. I'll definitely be putting them up on there because it's a bit easier to do. And yeah, I'll always try. Like I say, I will always try and answer comments back as best as I can, in forms of questions, or even if it's an opinion of how if how you'd like to see things, how I'd like to see it or something like that. I always love to hear it. So yeah, so there you go, guys. So there it is. So there'll be a link at the bottom, as always, to the Facebook page, and also the comment section, as I'm sure everyone knows. It's not like it's anything new. And I shall catch you again next time, which will either be with my Sanguinary Guard video, or possibly some more Chaos. I'm not too sure at the moment. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you to everyone who's liked the Facebook page. And I shall catch you again soon. Catch you later, guys.